let's start my session. Before starting my session, I'd like to ask you now, have you ever used PhoneGap? Oh, a few people, thank you. Okay, have you ever heard PhoneGap? Okay, okay, thank you. So, when you get your idea, do you want to create your application for Android or iOS? Which one is first? Android? iOS? Okay.
Both needed.
Yeah, both.
Both.
So PhoneGap works for both OS. So what is PhoneGap is? So PhoneGap is a hybrid application framework, especially for JavaScript programmers. PhoneGap has a browser inside the application. Then display your HTML file inside the application. That's why PhoneGap application runs on multiple platforms such as Android, iOS, Windows Phone, something. I don't know others. So HTML page means you can use a bunch of JavaScript libraries and CSS libraries. Oh. Okay, this is an example of my company's application. As you may see, the application's logo bounce down and up, right? I created this animation using Animate CSS library. So just include Animate CSS library and pass a class animated to image type. So you can create your application like this. It's really easy. So does the PhoneGap just wrap a web page? No. PhoneGap has a plugin mechanism. So you can access to native features, native device features such as camera, sensor, microphone, GPS, battery setup, something. There are many variable plugins. Is PhoneGap difficult? It's easy. It's really easy. Let me show how easy PhoneGap. By the way, as you may see, I'm Japanese. I'm not English native speaker, so maybe English pronounce is not better for you, but maybe this presentation is fun. I hope so. So, enjoying this presentation, let's say, ooh, ah, sometimes. Thank you so much. Using PhoneGap, first of all, you need to install Node.js. Node.js is server-side JavaScript. It means runs on your computer, your JavaScript programs. You don't need to browser. Then other install is Apache. And finally, install PhoneGap through npm command. npm command is installed with Node.js. Just type npm install -g PhoneGap. That's it. So creating a project. Type open your command prompt or terminal window. Then type these commands. PhoneGap create my camera. PhoneGap generates my camera directory and some required files are installed inside that directory. This is a screen capture of the directory. Under the My Camera directory, there are hooks directory, platforms, plugins, and the www. Your program need to write under the www directory and open index.html. Okay. In order to access camera, device camera, you need to install camera plugin through PhoneGap command. For this case, PhoneGap local plugin org Apache Cordova camera. Oh, I will publish this presentation. You don't need to like it,
Okay.
but if you want, you can. Then open the www index.html. Change the program like something like this. It's really simple code. Just button and image, and you need to import Cordova.js. Why not PhoneGap.js? Because Cordova is another project of PhoneGap, but it's the same project. PhoneGap is a product. PhoneGap is a product of Adobe, but open source version is Apache Cordova. Inside the both framework, it's the same engine, Cordova. That's why you need to include Cordova.js here. Then create your code.js and write it down something like this. At least you need to write document add event listener device ready. PhoneGap has two sides. One side is native code, and one side is browser code. So browser has dispatched the onload event when page is loaded. But native side is, if not ready, it's maybe your application gonna be crash. So prevent the error, you need to wait until device ready event. Then add event listener to button and execute navigate camera get a picture. Navigate to camera get picture is a statement of camera plugin that takes two arguments on success and on fail. On success, you can get image file data, camera picture data, or on file something there. If you run this code, connect your phone to PC and type PhoneGap run Android. That's it like this. It's really simple, but you can get access to camera. It's simple. So PhoneGap is very, very easy. Let me talk my plugin. Let me introduce my plugin. So I have been developing a Google Map plugin for PhoneGap, but it's not user Google Map. I use native Google Map view. That's why I want to introduce my plugin for you guys. Google Map has several products. Google Maps JavaScript API v3 is most popular API. You can create Google Map on web page. It runs on smartphone and desktop PCs. But it's slow. It's slower than native code. Then Google provides two different native SDKs. Google Maps Android API v2 and Google Maps SDK for iOS. But you need to learn Java and Objective-C. Or recently, you can use Swift. This is a demo of JavaScript API and Google Maps API v2. So which one do you want to use? Which one? Google Maps JS API?
Okay.
Native tool? PhoneGap?
Yes.
Yeah! So Google Maps native views has a 3D camera. So you can change tilt, angle, view angle, or 3D viewing.
Why you don't have 3D camera for JavaScript?
Because JavaScript has a JavaScript engine very different for, Internet Explorer has own JavaScript engine. Chrome has own script engine. Kind of different.
Okay.
And WebGL is taking many CPU. That's why Google doesn't provide us 3D viewing.
So it would be even slower if they did.
Yes.
What about the iOS SDK? Does it have 3D camera as well?
Yes.
And how well does that perform against these? How good it is?
I have demo.
It's okay.
Okay, but it's almost same. This is a basic code of my PhoneGap plugin. After the device ready event, you can get a map through plugin Google map get one. Kind of wrong. Sorry.
It's okay.
And you need to wait a map ready event because my plugin generates a map view inside the plugin. It's kind of taking 200 milliseconds, I think. So you need to wait map ready event. Then just like map show dial. it works like this demo. Or my plugin supports embedded the map. You can just pass a div tag to the get map. Can you imagine how difficult? Because browser is browser, right? Normally browser rendering HTML only. Yeah, you can use video tag, but just video tag, right? Flash Flash cannot run on smartphone anymore. So my plugin works with PhoneGap browser because my plugin places under the browser and map view like this. It's kind of difficult.
You mean the low level?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One question, do you implement a promise API on the return call? Because I noticed that you have a callback that you have to wait for the on-map ready event. Do you implement a promise API as well?
No.
JavaScript promise?
No.
Okay.
Kind of no. Currently no. In the future, I might improve. So let's camera animation. It's really simple code, right? Just pass a target position, camera target position, and zoom in, tilt, and you can also pass bearing parameter, and duration parameter. After the camera animation, plugin calls callback function on camera completed. Adding a marker. Do you know where is it?
Where it is?
Where is the
Let's
marker?
see.
Yeah, you see here.
All right.
Yeah.
Found this.
Adding a marker, write down add marker, and you just pass position, title. That's it. Very simple, huh? So this code displays two multiple line, hello and PhoneGap-GoogleMaps-Plugin. But Google Maps Android API v2 and Google Maps SDK for iOS doesn't have this feature.
Animaker?
No. AdMarker has a feature, but multiple lines in the balloon doesn't have feature. So, but many JavaScript programmers asking to me, I want to display multiple lines. You need to create. Really? Okay, I create it.
Nice.
Nice, huh?
Oh, nice.
Clicking event. Capture the clicking event. After the created marker, then capture with on method or add event listener is also available. So you can create like this demo. It's easy.
Yeah, sure.
So because of I created my own info window, some styles CSS accept for info window. This plugin is only. No other plugin, Google Maps library doesn't work like this. By the way, is there Android programmer? Okay. iOS programmer. Oh, boss. Oh, you're expert. Or JavaScript programmer. You're really expert. you need to join this project. Just kidding. Getting my location. Just call map get my location. Then plugin returns the location to callback. Okay, so plugin has detect the situation of device, a status of device. So if Android just have GPS, through GPS that get the location through GPS, or if GPS is not available from network, but you need to take care about it. Plugin do it automatically. Or if you want to use GPS mandatory, pass enable high accuracy to route. Drawing a polyline. Just pass add polyline and pass points of latitude longitude. So as you may see, color is passing HTML color. You can also pass red, green, yellow, something like this, or RGBA, HSBA, I forgot.
What is the last one? Last problem?
Geodesic.
Yeah.
Geodesic means consider the curve of Earth. It's for
It's the shape.
yeah. If
And
the
I can
passport
also click it, right?
draw a straight. Yes.
I can also click the line, right? Just give it the distance if you click it. Same like in the regular Google Map. If you click that line, it feels like, oh, there's two islands, kind of. It gives you the destination, right? I mean the distance. If you click the line, it's clickable.
Yes. My plugin polyline is clickable. It's like this.
I only have to click one time, right?
Actually, Google Maps Android API's polyline is not clickable.
Actually, if
Yeah.
you click it, give it your destinations, right? The A and B, like plus give it the distance and the traffic and blah, 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 stuff. Same thing does here, right? I'm guessing. If you click it, you're gonna give it like 1,000 miles away, wherever is it, like it takes you this much time to get there.
Yeah.
So what's the difference in that case between the PhoneGap map and the regular Google Map? So what's the difference?
Yeah.
If they do have the same feature.
He's asking what's the difference. What's the difference?
Because my plugin calculates the position. It's on it's the position is on online or not. I mean, clickable feature is created by myself. Yeah. I use some algorithm for this. So if you use Android Google Maps Android API with why not click? So you can search on Stack Overflow. There are many questions, but you don't need to care. Also, circle, polygon are clickable. iOS has a clickable feature. but Android doesn't have. No.
Just in color, where's the point clicking?
To demonstrate quick event, changing the color.
That's it?
Yeah.
Just
For this.
are you clicking on the deep elements on the HTML? Is that the, I'm asking more like implementation, clicking events. Is that the clicking object, is that the deep elements on the screen?
Yes. I will introduce that.
Okay.
Why are we here? So this plugin also supports loading KML file. So KML file contains geometrical data. You can create it using Google Earth, such as Google Earth. Then export the data. You know, USA's polygon is many points. You don't want to write the points in the code. Just store the data to KML file, then loading to the map. So Google Maps Android API with and also iOS doesn't have this feature. I created.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice, huh?
Ooh.
Ooh! Finally.
Yes.
You can also create your original map tiles through tile overlay. Unfortunately, you cannot pass the URL directly. So Google Maps Android API with and iOS can pass the URL. However, plugin works asynchronously. It means not the same time because so I need to get the I need to generate URL inside the plugin. That's why you just pass a format. So zoom, X and Y are replaced with the value. Ground overlay is another useful feature. You can place your image file on the map, something like this. So, ground overlay is also clickable. That's only this plugin. Plugin also supports geocoding. Geocoding means getting latitude, longitude from address string or point name. It's just called plugin Google Maps Geocoder Geocode. It's almost the same of Google Maps JavaScript API v3. You can easily migrate from JS API. Also, reverse geocoding is supported. So reverse geocoding means from latitude, longitude to address. So your question. You can place any HTML on the map. It's also clickable. So you can create your application
Will it be slow?
No,
Sometimes.
it's fast
Yeah.
because using native view. At the first time, when I development this plugin doesn't have this feature. Just open a full dial map. But many developers asking to me, hey, you need to implement this embedded map. I want to use like Google Maps JavaScript API. So I spent 2 months for this.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So because of you can press any HTML on the map, you can use your favorite JavaScript frameworks such as jQuery Mobile, Ionic framework, something like this.
Can you use D3?
Huh?
Like D3? D3.
D3.
They have lots
Probably.
Of, yes.
I don't try.
Because they have lots of map features.
Oh, really?
Geo features.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Probably it's what.
Can I ask, like, because if you just place, you can place like just make an application with JavaScript and just on browser, but for example, geocoding geolocation doesn't work good on Chrome mobile browser.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, it uses the real like geolocation of the phone,
Mm-hmm.
and just like that, like JavaScript can get the location by itself,
Mm-hmm.
but it gets from the phone directly, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Your code.
My plugin access GPS directly.
Okay, GPS.
Many features, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
You will consider. Is this free?
Of course.
Product? It's completely free to use.
Yay.
Please use this my plugin. So
Nice.
you can find many documents on this URL. Okay, let me show some demo.
Does it work well with AngularJS? Or
Yes,
that?
yes. Let's see. What's the end time?
9:45.
9:45? Oh, we have 20 minutes.
Quick question. You was at the Google event on last Thursday, that you did 2 days ago, at North Hollywood?
Was I
Google
there?
developer at LA, look, I mean, it's in North Hollywood. Yeah, like Thursday. Last
No.
Thursday. Yeah,
Did you?
I think he was there.
No. Actually, I was in LA.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I went to GTG.
Yeah, that's the point, LA, GTG LA.
LA.
Thursday, right?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I was. Oh, so did you watch the video? Or,
No, I couldn't make it, but I just saw your name over there. I was
Ah,
like, yes.
thank you for coming.
It was raining.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Okay, on the my side, there is an example APK for Android. Also, also you can find more documents on the wiki page. Yeah, sometimes some developer sending email to me, hey, too much documents, but too many features. Okay. So for example, if you want to create a marker with your icon, just pass your icon path. Or you can also pass URL. Or if you want to change the size, you can also set the size parameter if you want. So text styling and inside the info window, if in bubbles, unfortunately, you cannot display HTML directly because Google Maps Android API Bluetooth and iOS SDK doesn't have that feature. So in that case, you need to generate base 64 encoded image. Use canvas style. You can generate like this. Okay. Dragging the marker is also supported. Okay. To use PhoneGap, there is a tutorial for Windows and Mac. You just follow this tutorial page. Yes.
Did you create the document?
Yes.
So if you don't know how to use PhoneGap, you can just pass this whole thing and oh, good.
So if you have an experience of use of PhoneGap, you can create your map application in 5 minutes. I think I can create 5 minutes.
What was that took you 2 months? That was part of it that took you 2 months to do it, right? What was the part that took you 2 months?
Took you 2 months.
Yeah, the parts that you
HTML
spent 2 months on it.
He made sure put HTML on the map,
Yeah.
the future, took 2 months.
Yeah.
And after that, 5 minutes. Take you 2 months to upload in the future and then 5 minutes to.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Give me 1 second. 1 minute. So many developers asking to me, I want to put bunch of markers on the map. They say, I want to put markers, 300 markers on the map. Really? It's going to take large memory, but they want to use. Huh.
So now we're going to do FaceTime?
Make a space, put the word.
Why not?
Want to show the phone?
Can you show us?
have been developing a marker cluster recently. This is Android 2.3. It's ancient machine. It's so slow, but
Is it Ginger brand?
Huh?
Which one is that? The name? Ginger.
Sprint.
No, the Android.
I forgot the name.
Honeycomb?
Huh?
Oh, gingerbread.
Ginger brand?
Ice cream sandwich.
No.
It's okay, never mind. Sorry.
How many markers here?
1,000 marker.
Oh.
But 1,000.
How about the performance? That's pretty good.
It's really faster. Right?
Yes.
So, probably in next month, you can use a marker cluster. Okay, that's all. And so that's all of my presentation. Thank you for coming.